Love is the answer there. England Dan, John Ford Coley. Blast from the past. Unless you've never heard of it, and then it's not a blast from anywhere. It's a blast from now. It's not a blast. Just a song. How are you? Sunday. For my Ricky's little fat Sunday sermon. I hope you're well. I hope you were. Hello from Oakland. Is that Oakland in Cali? As they call it on my rap tunes. So yeah, still listen to that shit. OG. RG. I'm RG. Original gangster. RG. I asked for some questions. Hi from Manchester. Nice to see you, Ricky. Thank you. What's this? What's this? It's a little bit of IPA. Shout out to Brewdog. I mean, well, if you wanted to send me some free stuff, feel free. No, don't. Send some to some nurses or charity workers. Not when they're at work. That wouldn't work, would it? Then maybe not. Don't get nurses drunk. But don't send me anything. Send it to. Shout out to Brewdog. That's what I should do. I keep getting offered these things, right? Like proper mental money, right? To do endorse tweets. I'd heard about it. Like the Kardashians get 20 grand for sitting on a bench and going, "Oh, I love this new chocolate bar," right? And I've been offered that sort of thing, and I've always said no because it's sort of embarrassing. And I want myself to be real. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind doing an advert where everyone knows, oh, he got paid to do an advert. You know, that's the game. But if I'm tweeting it, anyway, I said no. But maybe I should just say to companies, why don't you just be honest? Like Brewdog. I love Brewdog. Now give some money to charity. Don't give it to me. Just give it straight to charity. Well, why don't we just do that? You know what I mean? I've got enough money. And I mean it. I like it. So I can endorse things and they can just they can bung some stuff. Everyone wins. It's honest. I'd have said it anyway. And they're just giving some money to charity. It's perfect, isn't it? It's not perfect because people are greedy and they go, no, I want it. That's why we don't do that. Because well, you can keep the money. They go, okay, I'll keep it. So, anyway, some questions. Tammy Stumbo. That's a good name, isn't it? Tammy Stumbo. You've got to be a country and western singer. If you weren't an actor, comedian, writer, director, what other job do you think you'd be doing now? Oh my God. Well, if I wasn't doing something like that I love and that pays that well, I reckon I'd be looking forward to retirement. If I was doing something I didn't love, I don't know, it's so difficult. You don't know. I have no idea what path I would have taken. Maybe something either academic or I think it has to be something fun. It has to be an interest. Even when I worked in a normal job, it was a job I liked, you know, booking bands or events or I don't know. I don't think I could do a job that I just started science, maybe something science. But I'd have had to. I mean, that's the route I was going. I originally wanted to be a scientist. I did philosophy. It's not great to get a job, or it's going to be useful though, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe I'd have opted out. Maybe I'd have just gone away and lived in some sort of Cornish fishing village. Honestly, the truth is I do not know. There's never been a plan B. There's never been a plan B until it happened. There wasn't a plan A, to be honest. I've never had a plan A. Be happy. That's plan A, and I've always done that. Be happy. Plan A, be happy. There's no plan B. Be unhappy. But I think something scientific. Biology was sort of always my first. Oh, but you mustn't tweet any biological facts on Twitter because you'll get banned. Bit of politics. If you know, you know. Why? Oh, this is a tough one. Trading Taylor. Why do bad things happen to good people? Because the universe isn't fair. It has no will. It treats, in a weird way, it's fair because it treats everyone equally, and that is with indifference. It's not fair, but it's not fair to everyone. There's no such thing as fairness in science and nature. You survive or you don't. So that's the reason, and we try and put a will on it. We invent things like luck and karma. But having said that, you know, I think being good is its own reward. If you should live by what Christians call the golden rule. You know, do as you would be done by. It's not strictly theirs; it existed before them. But you know, if you live by that's a pretty good rule of thumb, isn't it? You know, I quite like things like what goes around comes around because in a perfect world where there is a fair society and everyone gets to talk about it in the truth without, then bad people do get their comeuppance to a certain extent and good people are rewarded. But I suppose, I mean, the bigger question is really why do bad things happen to innocent people? You might as well ask that. Why are babies born with cancer and leukemia? Because it's sort of random, isn't it? So yeah, we try and you can't put a will on science and nature. There's no morality. There's no conscience to it. I think bad things happen to people randomly, and some of them good people and some of them bad people. It's as simple as that. It's the roll of the dice. Yeah, good question. That very good question. I think that's why people invented a god, because they wanted to think there was a point to it and that their goodness would be rewarded ultimately with everlasting life and in heaven, and that if bad people were getting away with things, God would see it. We like the idea of justice. We really do. We like the idea of people getting their comeuppance. We love stories of reward. That's why in reality shows, the sadder the life the person's got, the more we want them to win when they sing well. We want that. We want that poetic justice because we know it's right. But life's cruel. Nature's certainly cruel, but it's cruel for everyone. If you know what I mean. I see you have a nice chess set. Are you any good? Says J.S. Wood. I'm not as good as I want to be. I'm not even as good as I think I am. I think I'd be great at chess because it's logical and creative, and no, it's too hard. It's like wishing you were good at advanced maths. You have to put the work in. You have to have the right brain, and then you have to put the work in. And the difference between a good player and a great player is ridiculous. It's astronomical. It's mental. The fact that some people they can see it as a language. They can see 30 moves ahead. It's incredible. So no, I'm not. I amongst normal people, I say I might be even above average, but when you start including how good some people are, no, I'm not. I'm no good. Brilliant players would beat me in 4 moves, but I love it. It's great. Oh, weather dog. Here he is, Rupert. Fat little. Hi, Uncle Fatso. Even dogs don't respect me. I mean, dogs love everyone. This is my question. You better answer it today. Threatening. Yeah, again, a fucking stupid question. I just swore at a dog. If you invented a time machine to shrink you to the size of a grain of rice, right? You could enter someone else's brain to gain info. It makes no fucking sense at all. It makes no sense at all. So I'm a grain of rice. I love the fact that that's as small as Rupert could think. You could be a grain of rice. Oh yeah, small, isn't it? That's the smallest thing in the world, isn't it, Rupert? You uttered idiot. Enter someone else's brain to get. How would you gain info? Do you think there's like little like words and bits of knowledge? If you're the grain of rice, you're called your brain. There's like it's good at chess. I'll take that. Like maths. It's you're an idiot, Rupert. Okay. Let me. If you could shrink to the if you invented a machine to shrink you to the size of a grain of rice, and you could enter someone else's brain to gain info, whose brain would you go into? That's such a stupid fucking question. It's stupid. I'd go into Rupert's brain. It'd be to that food, sniff, lick, scratch, sniff, pigeon, food, mum, dad, food, pigeon, snooze, scratch, fucking hell. Oh God. That's right. To gain info. How is that? I'm walking around someone's brain going, oh, look, you do something like that, that's interesting. Oh God. Ollie comic strip. Why do you think you haven't been cancelled yet? I don't know. What's being cancelled? People cancel me all the time by not watching my stuff or not buying a ticket to my gig, or whinging about. As long as there's enough people who aren't cancelled, you're not cancelled. I mean, I don't know what cancel means. I mean, I think I know what cancel culture means. That I think what it means at its most dangerous is that there's a sort of a mobilised mob that get together to affect someone's real life because of their views. Okay, now you could say, well, they're entitled to that. If you don't like someone, and they're open to be criticised, and it's up to you if you want to call their boss and snitch on them and get them fired because they do something you don't like. But if it's that, then I guess that's always been around. It just hasn't it hasn't been so sort of organised. Right? However, I think the problem comes is that it can happen to them. You could equally, and people can lie. There could be there's hysteria. So it's a very dangerous game to play, getting people cancelled. But I think what it usually means is they get so much flack. They get so much flack and bad press that they've offended people that affects a business model that carries their worth. So, and it's usually something they've done outside. Let's do an example. So someone does something bad and people complain, they make papers and they say this is disgusting, this is terrible, it should be cancelled. And a platform panics and cancels them and says, okay, we won't carry their stuff anymore, right? But it doesn't usually make sense for them to complain about something that was made on that platform, because that's a platform's fault. It wouldn't make sense for me to put my show on Netflix, people to watch the show, people to go mad at Netflix, he should be cancelled, and Netflix to go, yeah, he should be cancelled for that thing we put out on our platform. It's usually something you've done outside of that, like you've done something illegal or immoral outside. So I think the answer is, I don't break the law. Everything I do is on a platform that is complicit, so it wouldn't make sense. Also, I don't think I do anything to be cancelled. I think, you know, you offend, but as I've said, just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. So I can justify it. I can say, well, no, they didn't get the joke. You know, as long as the platform understands what you're doing. I've done it all my career. I've talked people down. All my shows, producers, although they're worried about that thing, worried about that thing. I go, no, it's not that. It's this. Oh, okay, fine. And then they're complicit in it. Then it's their decision to put it out. So it'd be odd for them to cancel. And I know times change. And they can cancel things 30 years old because it's you know, it's not the morality of the day. But you've got to be clever about it. I think the trick is to do what you want and not get cancelled. That's the trick, isn't it? But yeah, there is certainly people who do it because they don't like people's politics. Or, I mean, that poor woman. Who's that woman? I don't know. She's in something. Can you be? Is it? I haven't watched it, but it's an actress who the Twitter found out she went out with a Trump supporter, and she was cancelled. Do you know what I mean? It's really odd. These are the same people that loved Obama's tweet that, you know, you shouldn't be ashamed to walk down the street holding the hands of someone you love. They love that, but they want to go, but not, no, unless it's a Trump supporter. So a lot of it's hypocrisy. That's the problem. They just want to, it's not about the argument, it's about winning. It's all it is. Fall into two tribes. They don't look at the argument anymore. They look at whose side you're on. It's terrible. But I don't know. I think that it's because I think about what I do, and they can have a go, and they're welcome to try, and it doesn't bother me. I think that's a lot of it as well. Some people capitulate and say sorry, and then it's like, oh, people go, yeah, take it off. I don't want the flack. A lot of it is that with broadcasters, they don't want to write letters. They don't want to write the letters, so they think, oh, we get complaints. So fucking what? Get the complaints. They can turn the telly off. Why do people keep fucking cowing and apologising? Why do broadcasters go back? They put it out. What they weren't looking when they put the show out. It shouldn't be a fucking popularity contest. Morality isn't a fucking popularity contest. It's either right or it's wrong. It's mad. Just people who want an easy life. I see it on Twitter, people being bullied. And they're right, but they bow down because they can't take the misogyny on Twitter. It's depressing. It's just depressing. They've done nothing wrong. They've done nothing wrong. Don't get me started. I try and keep out of it now because it's just too depressing. So yeah, I don't know really. Daniel Clark, do you think you'll still be working in the year 2030? Fucking hell. If so, would you rather be doing more stand-up, TV, or making more films in the next? Well, films are the hardest. They're the hardest and the least rewarding in a way. It's like a false economy. People think because I think they used to be the greatest art form, but now they're just not. So I think I'd rather do, for the same money, I'd rather do a series than a movie that lasts 90 minutes and you've got a series and people get more engaged with TV, then you can do a second series. So I think TV, I think TV beats film. Stand-up versus TV, I sort of want to do both. There's something pure about stand-up. No one to ask. You know, you'd go where you want. But there's the standing up. Maybe I'll choose stand-up, but sitting down. So when I'd be nearly 70 then, wouldn't I? So, 69-year-old Ricky in a chair doing stand-up. I think I'll choose that. Do that every night, couldn't I? Be doing it anyway. So if someone can get me there, someone can wheel me there to the theatre, wake me up about 8 o'clock. I go, Ricky, you're on. I go, what? I go, Ricky, you're on. Can you empty this? Just, you're on. People are listening, titter, laughter. Like, the audience knows, oh, he shut himself. He shit himself again. He's really shit himself. So to answer your question, if I was working 30 years, it's me in a sold out theatre with people laughing at the fact that I've just shut myself. So, says if you're doing it right now. I am. This could be. I could be doing this on the loo. Well, it started off. There was interesting bits, wasn't there? It was a nice song. I answered some questions. I took the piss out of a fat dog that looks like an udder. I nearly got political, but pulled back at the last minute. Okay. Is there a heaven and hell? I can't read the name now. Is there a heaven and hell? Why does the devil punish you in hell? Surely he'd be patting you on the back. It's a good point, isn't it? And, oh yeah, if the devil punishes bad people, surely he's a good guy. Doesn't make sense, does it? It's a very good point. He doesn't pat you on the back, he does a lot more than that on your back. How? I don't think there's a heaven and hell now. I don't know. No one knows. That's the truth. But if you don't know, why would you think there was? There's absolutely no evidence. Nobody's been there. No one's come back. To me, it seems like a bit of a far-fetched story. But as I said before, I think this is amazing. We don't exist for 13.5 billion years. Then we live for 80, 90, 100 years, if we're lucky. And then we die, and our physical body deteriorates, or buried, or burnt, or whatever. Goes back to nature. All our atoms spread again around the universe to become something else. But no, our will, our mind, our spirit, all those things don't really exist outside the physical form. They're an illusion that's created by, I think, some people think there's spirits, but I don't. But personally, no, we are what we are when we're alive, and then we don't exist anymore. That's cool. But isn't it great that all you people, you've lived at the same time as a man whose future ambition is to be on stage shitting himself. So, cheers. That was my Sunday sermon, and I think it was quite deep and beautiful in a way. So let's do this again next week, shall we? Thanks everyone. Thanks for following. Tatty bye everyone. Tatty bye.